banned me from every classroom in the UK, as you mentioned, was for refusing to use the pronouns that a particular student wanted to.
So what did you actually say? You called the group girls?
Yeah, it was two girls at the front of the class, and one of them identified as a boy. And I agree with the policy exchange report recently released by the government, where it says that, you know, we're letting down a generation of young people, affirming them in these, you know, dispositions. You know, in the UK, you need a gender recognition certificate. And that is post-18. And so it really is a serious issue, and it's affecting schools across the nation. And so
I mean, we're seeing a lot of kids now identifying as something other than their biological sex. What do you think of that phenomenon?
Well, I think it's really something our society should be taking much more seriously. You know, it's a path, these students go down a path of taking very strong drugs and surgery, and it's something that shouldn't be so quickly brought into classrooms across the country. And it's happening everywhere, as you've seen in the news reports, not just for me, but for other teachers.
So you called these two students girls. One of them was a transgender boy by her own, or his own definition, whichever you want to say it, right? This is at a time, this is, you know, 5, 6 years ago, when this issue wasn't anywhere near as prevalent as it is now. Did you realise immediately this might be a problem?
Well, I wasn't really savvy. I didn't know about the issue as we've come to know about it. And, you know, but at the time, with my Christian convictions, I thought it an appropriate stance to, you know, just use the student's name.
And what happened to you?
Well, I mean, the school sort of took a case against me, and it's ended out all the way at the...
What were you accused of doing?
Accused of using the wrong pronouns.
Literally?
Literally, yeah.
You have 4 abominations on your website, for example.
Yes.
Abortion, homosexuality, porn, and Islam.
Yes.
You call them abominations.
Yes.
Is it right? Well, I mean, when I read that, I was like, hang on. Is it right that any teacher should be teaching kids if they call those 4 things abominations?
Well, you understand, Piers, those things happened outside of the classroom. You know, that's my own personal...
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. But in one case, it was cited that you had, for example, on the issue of gay marriage, you'd said to kids in the class that it should be between a man and woman.
Yeah, a student asked me about my conviction, and that was what I said, that marriage should be between a man and a woman. But, you know, the Bible very clearly describes many things as sinful and as not good things for us. And
well, the Bible also tells you to stone people for various offences, and we don't do that anymore. I mean, the point is...
Well, we all deserve...
I mean, look, I'm a Catholic, but I wouldn't use language like these are all abominations, particularly when a lot of people in this country are now gay, obviously. You think that that's abominable.
Yes.
And that's fine. It's your prerogative to have that opinion. But there will be people who think, well, hang on, these are pretty hardcore views of someone who wants to teach young children.
I understand that people might disagree with me, Piers, but that's a pretty orthodox Christian view to think that these things are sinful and not good.
I don't know any Christians who say Islam is an abomination. I mean, I know some, but it's not orthodox. Well, that's not orthodox Christian teaching.
Of course, it's standard Christian teaching, you know, to not agree with Islam, and you know,
not that it's an abomination, another religion. There's respect for Islam.
Well, I respect Muslims very much, Piers, but
you don't. You call their religion an abomination.
We must separate ideas from people. Piers.
Well, hang on. Listen, on your website, you say Islam is an abomination. That's not respecting a religion. Well, it's the opposite of respecting a religion.
No, I disagree very much with Islam, Piers.
That's fine. It's entirely your prerogative. I'm just saying that if you want to be a teacher, is it compatible with being a teacher to have a personal website which lists a series of abominations, including the right to be gay, the right to have an abortion, legal pornography, Islam, another massive religion with 1.5 billion people? It just seems to me if I was a parent at that school and I read that on your website, I would be concerned.
Well, I think it's up to parents to look these things up if they want to, but all parents that I've had interactions with would say that I'm a very respectable man and I'm always did the job at hand. But I think in our free society, you'd think that I'd be able to share those things outside the classroom.
You now go into the street and you talk. Let's watch a little clip of what you do.
That there is one way into heaven. His name is Jesus Christ. This is an urgent plea with your spirit, man. I'm not just talking to your minds. I'm talking to your spirit, to your heart, that you might be awoken from the death of this generation, that you might be shaken out of the depths of darkness and into the glorious light of the kingdom of God.
I mean, again, I'm not sure I'd feel that comfortable about having a teacher of my young kid who's out there doing that every weekend.
You know, it's pretty orthodox Christian beliefs that I'm...
It's fine, but you're a teacher out there basically ranting away on the street. It wouldn't lend itself to most parents to think that that is entirely compatible with teaching kids.
Well, you'd have to see me in the classroom, Piers.